All right, so Trump's mental state continues to get worse and worse by the day. What's kind of amazing to me is, bro, he's nearly 80 years old, and he still can't, like, he's one of those people who just can't help but see what people are saying about him, you know? Like, there's a lot of people who do what I do for a living, and they just can't help but, like, read all the comments and, like, you know, it'll fuck with your head, bro. You'll go insane. There'll be 17 comments that are in favor of you and 2 that are critical, and you can't stop thinking about those 2. And I've seen good people lose their goddamn minds by being too invested in what people are saying about them, right? Well, Trump is like that on steroids. Trump very famously used to have his staffers, I don't know, he probably still does it, go find everything that was said about me in the course of the week and give me all of those papers, stack them on my desk in the morning so I could read all about me. What did the New York Post say about me? What did the New York Daily News say about me? What did the Daily Mail say about me? What did the Washington Post say about me? What did Fox Business say about me? Just like, they would just give him a stack, and then they would give him a rundown. This person said this person said that. So there's stories of people who were like wrote in some nothing publication but said something positive about Trump in like 2015 or 16, and these people said, Trump literally sent me like a thank you letter when I wrote something positive about him, and I was writing for some website nobody gives a fuck about or some magazine nobody gives a fuck about, and he was just, hey, great point you made there, really like what you said, fella. This is how self-obsessed this guy is, okay? So he still watches MSNBC, Fox News, CNN all the time. So one of the programs he watches where he pretends like he doesn't, but he does, is Bill Maher's show. And as you all know, Bill Maher and Trump had a little bit of a love affair recently where Trump invited Bill Maher to the White House and, you know, basically charmed him and showed him a good time. I think Kid Rock helped set it up and maybe somebody else, some other person who was friends with both Maher and Trump. And, you know, everything seemingly went well. Bill Maher did some sanctimonious ass rant afterwards like, you know, the one thing me and the president could agree on is that everybody who didn't want me to come to the White House and talk to him, they're the problem, okay? And so we fucking hate them, okay? And actually, off camera, he was a very lovely guy, and he was actually very nice, and he's not the guy you see on camera, okay? And I remember watching that thinking, you fucking idiot, you're doing the exact same thing he wants you to do. You're running cover for him because he gave you the fucking time of day. Because he sat there and had a fucking steak dinner with you. Now all of a sudden you gotta like soften your opinion. It's a real cautionary tale. I mean, Bill Maher just like in the pursuit to suck up to power, he got a little pat on the head from Trump and then came himself and gave him like a year of positive coverage, right? Or less harsh coverage. So it was just gross. But anyway, Bill Maher did say on his show the other week, this is what he said when talking about Trump. So he started to be a little bit critical. Ready? Listen to what he says here.
There's a bridge that Canada is building between, there's one there now, but they're building a better one, between, I assume it's over the Detroit River.
Detroit and Ontario.
Yeah, of course. Okay, this is Trump this week. As everyone knows, the country of Canada, also known as Canada, has treated the United States very unfairly for decades. How? Canada is building a massive bridge between Ontario and Michigan. Prime Minister Carney, well, that's inappropriate. He's called him Governor Carney before, wants to make a deal with China, which will eat Canada alive. We'll just get the leftovers. I don't think so. The first thing China will do is terminate all ice hockey. What the fuck is he talking about? I can usually suss out something in this. I don't know where. Why will China take over, destroy hockey?
Mocking him because this is what he does. By the way, when he was first told about Canada doing a trade deal with China, he goes, "That's good for them. Whatever they want to do is fine." Then I guess one of his advisors told him, "Sir, that's actually really bad because it's showing that we're losing our standing in the world and that everybody's running into the loving arms of China because you keep ripping up every deal that we've ever made with them and stabbing them in the back." And so then he comes out and starts attacking Canada. How dare they do that deal? That's totally unacceptable. And so then Maher gives you these examples. Ready? Trump sees this, absolutely fucking crashes out, bro. Crashes out. So here we go. I'm going to read this for you. Buckle up. This might take a while. Literally writes an essay about Bill Maher. Bill Maher, a guy who's increasingly irrelevant over there on HBO, has no natural audience anymore. The left doesn't like him, liberals don't like him, conservatives don't like him. He's speaking to like a smaller and smaller sliver of the American population, and Trump crashes out. He says, "Sometimes in life, you waste time. TV host Bill Maher asked to have dinner with me through one of his friends." By the way, that's already deviating from what Bill Maher says. Bill Maher says he was invited. Okay. Also, a friend of mine and I agreed. He came into the famed Oval Office much different than I thought he would be. He was extremely nervous, had zero confidence in himself, and to soothe his nerves immediately within seconds, asked for a vodka tonic. He said to me, I've never felt like this before. I'm actually scared. In one respect, it was somewhat endearing. Anyway, we had a great dinner. It was a quick, easy, and he seemed to be a nice guy, and for the first show, after our dinner, he was very respectful about our meeting. But with everything I have done in bringing our country back from oblivion, why wouldn't he be? But then I noticed his show started to devolve into the same old story. Very boring, anti-Trump, no mention of the perfect border, lowest crime in 125 years. By the way, as you all know, this stuff's all bullshit, but I'll keep going through it. The mass removal of stone-cold criminals, the $50,000. Oh, we got the $50,000 back. The Pam Bondi. It's okay that Epstein raped kids and that there's a pedophile cabal that steals your children because the Dow's at 50,000. Oh my God. The 7,000 S&P, both highest ever, least number of murders since 1900. What the fuck is that? Venezuela, Midnight Hammer, Soleimani dead, al-Baghdadi dead, lowest inflation. He included something from his fucking first term, Soleimani dead, also bragging about murdering. Lowest inflation in years. That's a lie too. The rebuild of our military, 8 war stoppages, and on and on and on. In any event, it was a total waste of time for me to have this jerk at the White House. And last night, after explaining what a disaster Canadian leaders are to deal with how Canada has ripped off the United States for years on trade, but not anymore, I jokingly stated in a truth that the first thing China will do is terminate all ice hockey being played in Canada and permanently eliminate the Stanley Cup. Okay, let me pause here. No, he was not joking. He was not joking. This is now like the 4th or 5th time that he said this. Like, he might come out now and say, I was joking when I said I was going to steal Greenland. I was joking about that. No, you weren't. The fuck you were. No, you weren't. You weren't joking. Apparently, somebody explained to you that, like, hey, if you do this, everybody's going to leave the dollar and the U.S. is going to be in a Great Depression and you're going to be blamed. Like, that's probably why he backed off. But, like, you meant it in the same way you meant this shit. He's not okay. He's not right in the head. He's not right in the head. Now, like, the things he is saying are more and more detached from reality, more and more disconnected. And so when people call him on it, he gets defensive, and now it's just, I'm just joking. No, you weren't. You know you weren't joking. He continues. Well, he went on and on about the hockey statement, like what kind of a person would say such foolish thing as this, as though I were being serious when I said it. Fortunately, his television ratings are so low that nobody will learn about his various fake news statements about me. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Really? He does have shitty ratings. That is true. But like the fact he's writing an essay on Bill Maher, bro, you're president of the United States. You are president of the United States of America. He is no different than Kimmel, Fallon, or Colbert, but I must admit slightly more talented. Anyway, Bill Maher is a highly overrated lightweight, and Republicans should stop using him to show... This is interesting. Republicans should stop using him to show how the left is coming over our way. Our base, the greatest of all time, laughs at your weakness when you do it. Wow. In other words, hey, Bill Maher, you've been played for a fucking fool, you bitch. And this is the president admitting it here. He's saying, hey, all you Republicans who Bill Maher will say one thing that's conservative, and all you Republicans will nut in your pants and then try to claim him. Here's Trump going, don't do that. Fuck this guy. Stop charming him. See, this is what they love bomb you. If you say 9 things that are left-leaning and 1 thing that's conservative, what the right will often do is love bomb you, right? And highlight the one thing that they agree with and say, oh, come over here. We love you. Come over here. Come over here. And they play people like a fucking fiddle. They play liberals like a fucking fiddle, and they try to get them to go more and more to their side. And it worked on Bill Maher, where he maybe would say 1 out of 10 things that were conservative. Then the more the right love bombed him, then it became like 4 out of 10 things were conservative. Then 5 out of 10 things were conservative. Then he focuses more on wokeness going too far than he does on Trump's fucking warmongering and his corruption and his imperialism. Bill Maher, you got played for a fucking fool. Are you willing to admit that yet? Are you willing to admit that? He continues, Maher asked me if he could come back to the White House again, and with his friend also asked to come to the wonderful White House Christmas party, but he didn't. Regardless, I'd much rather spend my time making America great again than wasting it on him, as he writes a fucking, probably took him 10 minutes to type this shit out. Bill continues to suffer from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, and there's nothing that will ever be done to cure him of this very serious disease. Thank you for your attention to this minor matter, President Donald J. Trump. Bro, he is crashing out. And this is, at the same time this is going on, you guys have seen this, there will be nights and mornings where you'll wake up and he posted 300 times. I'm not even kidding. That's not even an exaggeration. You'll go to sleep and then wake up and it's by the way, the president posted 300 times and he's posting pictures of President Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys. And he's, threatening a new world war, and he's, giving praise to Kim Jong-un or whatever. You'll wake up and it'll just be like, holy shit, there's like 3 new scandals and crises because of the shit. He was retweeting some fucking Groyper account. Or remember this? He retweeted a fake news story where some like fake blonde bimbo was saying, oh, Gavin Newsom is about to be arrested. They found immense fraud in California. And it turns out Gavin Newsom is actually working for the Mexican drug cartels. Did it feel good, Bill? Bill Maher snuggling up to this fucking psychopath, giving him soft coverage? Did it feel good? And now are you finally fucking waking up? Are you finally saying... Now, you know what the crazy part is? This is way more likely to wake up Bill Maher, Trump now being mean to him and writing an essay about him where he goes after him. This will be more likely to wake up Maher than, I don't know, Trump's fucking invasion of U.S. cities. The ICE Gestapo thugs sending people to concentration camps. The fucking kidnapping of Maduro and bombing of Iran and Yemen and Somalia. Like the Epstein files. This will wake up Maher more than that. Why? Because these people, these are not serious people. These are like self-obsessed narcissists. And so if you make something abstract and about an actual issue, they can distance themselves from it. But as soon as you make it personal and about them, then all of a sudden, how dare you stab me in the back? So this will be more likely to wake him up. But what did you learn? You know, you lay down with a dog and you get some motherfucking fleas, bitch. And you are just full of fleas at the moment now, aren't you?
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.